Hello, everyone, in an emotionally raw and deeply moving moment that resonated with countless viewers and grieving parents alike. Actress and television personality Linda Robson opened her heart to share an intensely personal tragedy that had, for many years, remained mostly private. Appearing on a poignant episode of Loose Women alongside Christine Lampard, Colleen Nolan, and newly honoured MBE recipient Mylene Klaas, Linda courageously stepped into the vulnerable space created by Mylene's advocacy for miscarriage awareness and began to tell the full story of her devastating experience with pregnancy loss, an experience that would have brought her a baby girl had fate unfolded differently. As Mylene passionately spoke about her mission to break the silence surrounding pregnancy loss, stillbirth, and miscarriage, a mission amplified by her national recognition, Linda, visibly emotional, revealed the harrowing ordeal she endured after 2 previously healthy pregnancies. With the studio heavy with emotion and viewers watching intently, she began to recall that from the very beginning of her 3rd pregnancy, something felt amiss. That intuitive sense of dread, which many mothers can relate to, prompted her to seek reassurance from medical professionals. Requesting a scan, she was told she could come in, expecting routine clarity, but instead walking into one of the most traumatic moments of her life. With her young son Louis by her side, she entered the clinic, not knowing that this ordinary day would be etched into her memory forever. As the scan technician abruptly left the room to fetch a doctor, Linda immediately sensed the worst. And then came the heartbreaking confirmation: the baby had died inside her womb. No warning, no symptoms, just silence. She was sent home, carrying within her the lifeless body of her unborn child, her grief compounded by the emotional burden of waiting overnight before returning to the hospital for a surgical procedure to remove the remains. Recounting the cold clinical language, the impersonal protocols, and the absence of emotional guidance during that time, Linda painted a haunting picture of loneliness, shock, and despair that many women endure but few openly discuss. She explained that genetic testing later revealed the baby had an extra chromosome, meaning she would not have survived. But even that knowledge did little to ease the profound sorrow of what could have been. It was a little girl. That simple revelation shattered her composure, and viewers could see the depth of her grief still lingering all these years later. She reflected on the guilt that haunted both her and her then-husband Mark, confessing that they found themselves questioning every action they took during the pregnancy, wondering if lifting something heavy, physical intimacy, or stress had somehow caused the loss. Their questions were never truly answered, and like so many couples, they were left to wrestle with the pain in isolation. Her voice cracking with emotion, Linda shared the internal battle of wondering why this happened, why they weren't given a chance to prepare, to say goodbye properly, or to grieve in a way that felt acknowledged. Yet, in telling her story publicly, perhaps for the first time in such intimate detail, Linda Robson did more than recount a tragedy. She provided a powerful moment of solidarity for so many women who carry the invisible scars of miscarriages and stillbirths, for partners who suffer silently alongside them, and for families who grieve the dreams they never got to realize. Her bravery, supported by Mylene's compassionate presence, challenged the cultural silence that so often cloaks these experiences in shame or secrecy. This segment of Loose Women became more than a talk show discussion. It became a moment of national reflection. It reminded everyone that miscarriage is not a rare medical event, but a deeply human loss that touches 1 in 4 pregnancies, yet is still too often left unspoken in public discourse. Linda's openness ignited conversations in households and online forums across the country, as others were inspired to share their own stories or simply feel seen, heard, and less alone. Her story, filled with quiet grief, unanswered questions, and lingering sorrow, also held glimmers of resilience and healing. It was a reminder that the women we see on our screens, the celebrities we admire, are just as susceptible to life's cruel twists as anyone else, and that their willingness to speak truth, even when it's painful, can be transformative for her story, stating, "It just wasn't meant to be and it was very, very sad." Her words hung in the air like a soft echo, a simple acknowledgement of the profound grief that never truly fades. This 30 to 40-minute episode, though centered on one woman's story, offered a universal message, one of empathy, awareness, and the urgent need to talk more openly about loss, healing, and the lives that end before they begin. And in doing so, Linda Robson not only honored the memory of the daughter she never got to meet, but also gave voice to countless others navigating the silent sorrow of similar heartbreak. Thanks for watching.